Yeah, girl. I'm working on a feature film today. Yeah, I'm sitting up here talking to B-Tip. They're about to start the scene in a minute. All right. We'll see you at the spot later. Peace.
Like I was saying, I've been working on these film projects. Now it's time for the music. The album's fire. It's about that time. What you think?
I think it's time you let them know.
Let them know, huh? Yeah.
Now here we go, I let them know that I ain't playing no games. Being sincere, expressing fun and pain. I get the green that folds and the platinum and gold. I ain't the type of fella, you know the one that told your homie yesterday like bad business he folds. Stay fresh and new, for new out with the old. On my way, continue to go get that pay. Living every single day just like it's my day. On the highway, the flyway, it's all the way live. Rush hour steady macking on the 405. An element of surprise, have them saying wow. Some mad now, cause I got the know-how. Bling bling, ching ching when my digital phone rings. Serving dope rhymes to the hip-hop fiends. Especially beauty queens that barely fit in them jeans. Handling my business, you should learn what I mean. I let them know, on the mics I spit flow. Enough to hit and that's for sure. A go-getter that's on the go. I let them know, I let them know. On the mics I spit flow. Enough to hit and that's for sure. A go-getter that's on the go. I let them know. I know you already knew, still letting you know. Cause that's the title of this hit. Listen closely to the flow, educate the mind. Guarantee you learn something new. Assuming the guessing when you haven't got a clue. Whatever I do, there's a reason behind it. Open their ears and eyes so you won't be blinded to the facts. I spit truth, delivered in my raps. Ladies share they cats, homies toot they hats. I'm oh so funky like Parliament and Zach. Turn it up to the max, cause you know that's the hats. In the front, I appear, ring controls how I steer. Career you can say, it's in 5th gear. Takes money to make money, then I let it work for me. Getting millions even without a college degree. Street smart, give back, yeah I'm doing my part. I respect this art and I'm sharp like a dart. I let them know, on the mics I spit flow. Enough to hit and that's for sure. A go-getter that's on the go. I let them know, I let them know. On the mics I spit flow. Enough to hit and that's for sure. A go-getter that's on the go. I let them know. My words final like the call. Think big, no plans to fall. Knock down doors and walls. No matter how tall, holla at skirts rolling down the shawl. Cars legit, no time for the law. Get feedback, invited to residence halls. The girls all pause, they know that I ball. Having fun, still focused. Oh yeah, spin on. Mentally hustle from dusk till dawn. In a game full of sharks, well I'ma be Jaws. Made me that way from dealing with a couple of frauds. Touch the stage, feels good, thanks for the applause. My goodness, you should see the lean. This brother's rather clean. If I had an afro, last name machine. Have major self-esteem, accomplishing dreams. Make hits from movements on my wrist. Spin game to uplift, I'm persistent. Pray my success into existence. I let them know, on the mics I spit flow. Enough to hit and that's for sure. A go-getter that's on the go. I let them know, I let them know. On the mics I spit flow. Enough to hit and that's for sure. A go-getter that's on the go. I let them know.
Let 'em know. Let 'em know. Let 'em know.